Hey guys, how's your day going? I hope you are doing well. So today I'll be showing you how to create this um, beautiful curtain reveal effect for your website. This what you see here is actually a position fix footer, right? And what does it mean to have a position fix footer? I'll explain to you later. Without further ado, let's jump into the steps in recreating this footer. So, the original footer looked like this, which is completely static. There isn't any curtain reveal effect applied here. And how do we make it happen? Right. First of all, what you will do is you will need a placeholder footer section at the bottom here. So we will duplicate the footer section, and then let's rename this to footer placeholder section, and let's place it above the footer. This placeholder section for this footer here shouldn't contain any sort of content, because we just need it as a placeholder for the footer to eventually move to, So let's remove all the content inside it. And one thing to note is, let's remove the minimum height here. And let's remove the minimum height here as well. I want to explain something here. One thing to note is we'll need to set a viewport height of 100 here. So what does it mean to have 100 viewport height? Is that 100 viewport will be dependent on your device height. So it will always cover 100% of your entire device height. For example, let's say if you have a tablet here, right, it will always cover 100% of that. Yeah, let's say you have let's say this is your iPhone or Android phone, right? 100 VH or 100 viewport height literally means like this. It will cover 100%. So it's dependent on the device height. So if you say 50 viewport height, then it will cover half of it, and that's how viewport units works. So we need to set 100 viewport height, same as this. Let's set 100 viewport height for this, so it will always cover 100% of the content of the device that you are using. Next, let's set this entire actual footer here to position fix. So what does this mean is that it will be removed completely out of the content flow of your website. So for example, you can set it anywhere on your website without any issue, and it will always be position fixed on that part of your screen no matter what. For example, let's say if I set it if I set the top to 0, right, then it will always be 0 here. It will always be shown at the top, which is similar to the idea of this navigation bar, right? It will always be shown at the top here, right? This navigation bar, it will always be at the top no matter what, and it is set to position fixed as well. So the similar idea is applied here, right? So if you set it top 0, this footer section will always be seen no matter what. right? But this is not the outcome that we want to achieve. So so let's introduce you to another concept called z-index. So what is z-index? So you can think of it like layers in cake, right? To make a cake, you need multiple layers to build it up, right? For example, a complex layered cake, for example. So what happened is, let me give you an illustration of what I meant by that. So imagine this as a layer. If this has a z-index of 0, it will be the last stack of the order. And if this has a z-index of 1, it will always be on top of what this is. So this will always shown above of this layer, so on and so forth. So this will be z-index 2, and this will be, let's say, you will be asking if there's a negative value for z-index. Yes, there is. So if you have a negative 1, it will be below 0. Negative 2, it will be below negative 1. Something like that. So that's the idea of z-index. So what do we need to do here is setting all the other section here, right? All the other section here except the footer. This is the footer. We need to set all of these sections here to have a z-index of 2, right? We want to set b above the footer section here. So let's do it. Let's go to here, styles plus z-index, which I have already applied, and then we +1 +2, yeah, until it covers the entire footer section here. So from here you can sort of understand that, oh, how this works. The underlying logic is that this footer section, let me illustrate it for you again, right? This footer section is actually moving as you scroll on your screen, right? It's actually moving. It's always moving at that exact position, which is on top of your screen, no matter what, because we set it as top 0. Yeah, because we set it as top 0 here, so it will always show. So it's always moving behind the layers. That's the underlying logic. So when you scroll down, this will scroll down as well, this will scroll down as well, until it comes to this point, right? Until it comes to this point, this is when you see the curtain reveal effect that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. That's the effect that you want to achieve, right? And we also need to make sure that this placeholder section have a z-index that's not more than 2, right? Because we set it. Sorry. We also need to make sure that this placeholder have a z-index of not more than the z-index that's shown here. Now this is working, right? This curtain reveal effect is working. Now you might be asking, so why both of this section have a z-index of 1? Why is this order or layer above this section? Because in in website, right, the logic is like this. Let's say if all of this have a z index, or if all of this have the same z index, right, whatever that is under it, right, so whatever that's positioned under it in the HTML structure or in the layer order will be above the section here. So for example, since both of these have a z index of 1, whatever that's underneath here will be shown above the section here. Yeah, that's why you don't need to set this to z index 0 or something. You can set it as z index 1 and it will work as well. Yeah. Now this curtain reveal animation is working perfectly. You can input as well, right? You can input phone number, register for the wedding. In a way, this is kind of like an elevator. So what do I mean by that, right? This entire footer section is sort of like an elevator, right? It's moving behind as you scroll down, all the way down here. Yeah, that's what I meant when I said elevator. So why do we need this placeholder section? Because as I mentioned before, we have make this position fixed, right? It won't be shown as it won't be considered as part of the content flow anymore. So if we don't have this section, right, let's remove it, then yeah, we won't have an extra empty section for us to show the footer here. So in a way, you can see this as a vessel, a container to house or to show this website, to show this footer. So here's what you can do to make the curtain reveal effect more realistic. For example, like adding a shadow effect here on this section. Let's set the Y value to 15 and have the blur at 32. Right, 32 is kind of the sweet spot here. So now let's preview on how it looks with the box shadow. Ooh, I think it looks nicer with the box shadow. Yeah, definitely. But I would reduce a bit more on the opacity. Seems to be a little much. Opacity, maybe 15. The subtler, I feel like the subtler the better for the effects, for the box shadow. Yeah, looks nice. Oh yeah, if you want to learn how to do all of this animation effects, of this parallax effect for your website as well, then feel free to drop a comment below, right? Let me know if you need it, alright? Then I will make videos to explain them as well, which I will explain all of them in detail for you. Then if you still don't understand how the fixed footer works, right? Then feel free to leave your questions in the comments section. I will be answering them one by one in detail. Yeah, I guess my job is sort of to make sure that you understand and how to do it yourself, yeah, in Framer. So this is the end of the video. Please subscribe to my channel, you know, help a small creator out here, and I'll be doing more educational video in the future on how you can recreate all those sick animation yourself, right? So feel free to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.